Welcome to the Book Club podcast. You're listening to the audiobook edition of Becoming Her: How to Stand Out in a World Full of Beautiful Women
by Kamiko Chamo.
If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future chapters or upcoming book releases. This book is also available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle formats if you'd like your own copy to read along or take notes. Now, let's begin today's chapter. Chapter 10: Charm, Wit, and Mystery. The feminine trinity of magnetism. The psychology of intrigue. Magnetism is the art of presence, the invisible pull that draws others toward you before you've said a word. It's not manipulation, nor is it performance. True intrigue is a dance between revelation and restraint, openness and secrecy, warmth and distance. It's the mystery of a woman who knows herself deeply, but never feels the need to explain every detail. Intrigue isn't about hiding. It's about choosing what to reveal, when to reveal it, and how to leave just enough space for curiosity to bloom. At its core, the psychology of intrigue is about balance, a perfect tension between accessibility and mystery. People are drawn to what they can't fully predict or control. The human mind craves discovery, and the woman who understands this becomes unforgettable. She doesn't rush to fill silence. She lets her pauses speak. She doesn't reveal her whole story in the first hour of conversation. She allows space for imagination. In a world addicted to oversharing, that restraint feels luxurious. Psychologically, intrigue activates what's called the Zeigarnik effect, the human tendency to remember unfinished stories more vividly than complete ones. When you leave a thought unfinished, or a detail hinted but not explained, you engage the listener's imagination. The elegant woman uses this law naturally. She offers glimpses, not confessions. She allows people to earn her layers rather than handing them away freely. Her magnetism lies not in what she shows, but in what she doesn't. However, mystery without warmth can become intimidation. Charm balances it. Charm is the bridge between curiosity and comfort. It makes intrigue inviting rather than distant. Charm isn't flirtation. It's emotional intelligence. It's how you make others feel seen and special without losing your own power. You can be mysterious yet approachable, confident yet kind. People remember how you made them feel even more than what you said. Wit then completes the Trinity. It's the sparkle within the calm, the flash of intellect that keeps conversations alive. Wit is not sarcasm. Sarcasm wounds, wit awakens. It's quick, light, and playful. The woman of wit doesn't use humor to dominate. She uses it to connect. Her laughter feels intelligent, not forced. She knows how to tease lightly without crossing lines, how to make others feel clever for keeping up. Wit, when blended with warmth and grace, becomes one of the most potent social tools in existence. To embody intrigue, practice emotional control. The woman who cannot manage her expressions gives away her thoughts too easily. Instead of reacting instantly, breathe. Let your face settle before your words follow. Calm energy breeds curiosity. People wonder what you're thinking, and that mystery becomes magnetic. You don't have to be silent to be mysterious. You only have to be selective with your expression. Your body language, too, contributes to intrigue. Move slowly. Maintain soft yet direct eye contact. Don't fidget or rush your gestures. Stillness is powerful. It suggests self-possession. The more controlled your movements, the more others lean in energetically. When you speak, let your voice drop slightly at the end of sentences. A grounded tone communicates certainty and draws listeners in subconsciously. Mystery isn't withholding, it's editing. You don't need to share every opinion or every detail about your life. The world has confused transparency with authenticity, but they are not the same. Authenticity means being true. Transparency means being exposed. You can be genuine without being an open book. Every queen knows. Value grows with scarcity. When your energy, time, and stories are given with discernment, they become precious. To cultivate charm, practice intentional kindness. Look people in the eyes when they speak. Remember small details about their stories. Compliment with sincerity, not flattery. Smile when others least expect it. True charm is generosity of attention, the ability to make others feel that, for a brief moment, they are the most interesting person in the world. This kind of warmth disarms even the most guarded hearts. Wit, finally, requires observation. The wittiest women are the most attentive. They notice nuances others miss. They respond with timing, not rehearsed humor. To develop wit, stay curious. Read widely, listen closely, and find humor in life's contradictions. Wit is elegance in expression, light, effortless, never cruel. It shows that you are alive, aware, and unafraid of play. When charm, wit, and mystery converge, a woman becomes unforgettable. Her energy feels rich and textured, approachable yet elevated, kind yet untouchable. She can walk into a room without a word and shift its atmosphere. People may not fully understand why they're drawn to her, but they feel it. It's because her energy holds contrast, softness and strength, openness and reserve, intellect and heart. That balance is the essence of intrigue. So remember, the goal is not to be admired, but to be felt. You don't shine by exposing everything. You shine by illuminating selectively. Let people wonder. Let them reach. Let them earn access to your layers one graceful moment at a time. Because when you master the art of intrigue, you stop chasing attention. Attention starts chasing you. How to be playful and captivating. Playfulness is one of the purest expressions of confidence. It is the language of a woman who feels safe within herself, so safe, in fact, that she can relax into spontaneity. The playful woman doesn't perform to please. She engages to connect. Her charm lies in the lightness of her spirit, the ability to blend intelligence with humor and warmth. When she enters a room, she doesn't dominate it through noise or performance. She simply shifts its vibration. She carries the rare power of making people feel both comfortable and intrigued, a paradox that captivates without effort. Being playful does not mean being unserious or naive. It means maintaining curiosity, approaching life with wonder rather than weariness. Children are captivating because they are present. They laugh without rehearsing. They explore without hesitation. The woman who reclaims that energy in adulthood becomes magnetic. Her laughter isn't reckless, it's refined. Her wit isn't biting, it's balanced. She teases gently, speaks lightly, and moves as though life is a dance, because to her it is. Playfulness is born from self-assurance. Only a woman confident in her worth can afford to be unguarded. The insecure mind overthinks every word, afraid to be misinterpreted. The secure one knows her intention is pure. Her lightness is not carelessness. It is the luxury of self-trust. When you no longer fear judgment, you reclaim your natural sparkle. That sparkle is what people feel as magnetism. To cultivate playfulness, begin by softening your energy. Notice when you are tense, defensive, or guarded. Drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, breathe deeper. The body's tension translates to emotional rigidity. Relaxation, on the other hand, invites authenticity. Humor and charm cannot flow through tightness. They need space. When your body feels open, your energy becomes receptive, and receptivity is the feminine's natural superpower. Conversation is where playfulness shines most. The captivating woman listens actively, but playfully. She tilts her head slightly, maintains steady eye contact, and smiles often. She asks thoughtful questions that spark imagination, not interrogation. Her tone is animated, but never exaggerated. She might tease, lightly, lovingly, to create warmth. She knows that teasing, when done kindly, builds chemistry by introducing polarity, a soft, safe tension that awakens attention. One of the most enchanting traits of a playful woman is her unpredictability. She keeps interactions dynamic by shifting rhythm, alternating between seriousness and lightness, silence and laughter, eye contact and glances away. She doesn't follow a script, she follows intuition. Her presence feels alive because it is constantly responding to the energy in front of her. That responsiveness is what draws people in. They feel seen, felt, and engaged. The secret to playful captivation is emotional contrast. A woman who can move gracefully between confidence and softness, humor and depth, laughter and stillness becomes unforgettable. She doesn't try to be mysterious. She simply is because she expresses her emotions with balance. People sense there is always more to her, more kindness, more insight, more fun, but she reveals it in doses, not all at once. Physical expression also adds dimension to playfulness. Subtle gestures, a knowing smile, a playful eyebrow raise, a gentle touch on the arm, communicate warmth without words. Your body language should mirror your tone, relaxed, fluid, unhurried. Movement can flirt without intent, attract without seduction. The key is sincerity. False flirtation feels manipulative. Genuine playfulness feels free. You can bring this energy into every part of life, not just relationships, but your work, your friendships, your self-care. Approach each moment with curiosity. Ask yourself, what would this feel like if I allowed it to be fun? The playful spirit finds beauty even in ordinary routines. She turns errands into small adventures, conversations into connection, solitude into art. The reason playfulness is magnetic is simple: it awakens life in others. Most people are buried under seriousness, the weight of responsibility, the exhaustion of pretending. When your energy feels light, you remind them of ease, of joy, of freedom. You become a mirror of what their spirit craves. That's what makes them drawn to you, not just because you're fun, but because you feel like relief. To live playfully is to live artfully. It's not rebellion against depth, it's proof of mastery. It says, I know the darkness, and I still choose to sparkle. That choice, to laugh, to tease, to move gracefully through chaos, is what makes you captivating. Because in a world addicted to drama, a woman who radiates lightness becomes irresistible. Humor as confidence. Humor is the language of ease, the sound of a soul at peace with itself. It's a reflection of emotional balance and self-assurance, not mere wit. When a woman laughs freely, without self-consciousness or cruelty, she reveals inner stability. Humor that flows from confidence carries a different vibration. It uplifts rather than competes, connects rather than dominates. It becomes an energy that fills space with warmth, signaling to others that she is comfortable in her own skin, and that they can be comfortable, too. The relationship between humor and confidence is ancient and deeply psychological. Laughter is one of the most primal human behaviors. It predates speech. It's the body's natural release valve for tension, proof that the nervous system trusts its environment. A confident woman can laugh at herself, at life, at irony, because she knows her worth isn't fragile. In contrast, insecurity makes humor defensive, sarcastic, biting, or excessive. True humor is gentle. It says, I take life seriously, but not myself. That balance is magnetic. Humor reveals intellect and timing. The ability to perceive nuance, irony, and subtle patterns requires awareness, and awareness is confidence in motion. The woman who can turn an awkward moment into laughter shows she's unfazed by imperfection. That composure becomes deeply attractive. She doesn't need the world to be flawless. She knows she can handle it, even find beauty in its chaos. Her humor transforms discomfort into connection. People feel safe around her because she proves that vulnerability doesn't have to be heavy. It can be light, human, and shared. The tone of humor matters as much as its content. Confident humor never humiliates or divides. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the one who shifts the energy from tension to ease. She doesn't use jokes to assert superiority, but to create belonging. When she teases, it's affectionate, not cruel. Her humor feels intimate, a shared secret between hearts rather than a performance for an audience. Humor also acts as emotional alchemy. It transforms anxiety into joy, fear into relief, and seriousness into perspective. The woman who laughs easily has learned emotional transmutation, the ability to redirect energy instead of absorbing it. When challenges arise, she can still smile and say, "This, too, will pass." That resilience radiates through her face and voice. Her laughter carries wisdom because it's rooted in experience. Confidence and humor feed each other. The more confident you are, the easier it becomes to laugh authentically, and the more you laugh, the stronger your confidence grows. This is because laughter releases oxytocin, the same hormone associated with love and bonding. When you laugh, your body literally tells your brain, "I am safe here." Safety creates self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Practice humor as a spiritual habit, not performance. Smile when life tries to test you. Find amusement in daily inconveniences. The missed bus, the spilled coffee, the small absurdities of existence. Humor turns life from something to survive into something to savor. Over time, this lightness becomes part of your frequency, a quiet signal to the world that you are unshakable. The confident woman knows that laughter doesn't diminish her grace, it enhances it. It makes her approachable without diminishing her authority, warm without losing her mystery. Her laughter isn't loud, it's melodic, the kind that makes others breathe easier. People remember her laughter because it feels like permission to be imperfect, to release tension, to exist joyfully. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the presence of peace. And humor is its most elegant expression. A woman who can smile through uncertainty, laugh in discomfort, and find joy in imperfection holds power beyond beauty. She holds the world's most magnetic energy, ease. So laugh often, not to entertain, not to distract, but to declare, "I am unbreakable and I choose light." Building conversational allure. Conversation is not merely an exchange of words, it's an energetic dance, a delicate interplay of curiosity, timing, silence, and sincerity. A woman who masters the art of conversational allure doesn't speak to fill space, she speaks to shape it. Her words move like silk, steady, unforced, memorable. The way she listens, responds, and directs tone creates an atmosphere that feels personal, magnetic, and safe. People may forget the content of her words, but they never forget how she made them feel. Conversational allure begins with presence. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. But the captivating woman listens differently. She listens with her entire being. Her eyes stay focused, her expression soft, her body slightly leaned in. She doesn't interrupt or rush to comment. She allows pauses. Those pauses are where intimacy lives. Silence, in her company, doesn't feel empty. It feels alive. People reveal more to her because they sense she is truly there. That presence, that quiet interest, becomes its own form of seduction. To create allure, speak with intention, not impulse. Choose your words the way you choose perfume. Few, meaningful, unforgettable. When you speak slowly, deliberately, the listener leans in. You command attention without demanding it. Your tone should carry warmth and certainty, never rushed, never forced. The magic is in modulation, lowering your voice slightly, elongating your vowels, pausing mid-thought to let your words breathe. These small shifts make even simple sentences sound musical. Curiosity is the heartbeat of conversational magnetism. Ask questions that go beyond surface level, not "what do you do?" but "what inspires you about what you do?" Not "where are you from?" but What's your favorite memory of home? Depth disguised as simplicity. That's the charm. When you ask people to share what lights them up, they associate that glow with you. You become the mirror in which they see their best selves reflected. Allure is also built through contrast. Mix intellect with humor, softness with wit. Speak thoughtfully, but don't be afraid to laugh easily. The combination of depth and playfulness creates emotional texture. It keeps conversations unpredictable, alive. If you're too serious, people feel they must perform. Too casual, and the connection evaporates. Balance is the secret, gravitas wrapped in grace. Storytelling strengthens this charm. Share glimpses of your life, not full chronicles. Offer fragments of experiences that hint at more beneath the surface. Say enough to spark curiosity, but never so much that mystery dies. A simple phrase like, "That's a story for another day," leaves an imprint. The mind loves completion. Withholding creates intrigue. You don't need to fabricate. Truth told artfully is more magnetic than fiction. Equally important is how you make people feel seen. The captivating woman mirrors emotion without mimicking it. When someone smiles, her eyes respond. When someone shares vulnerability, her expression softens. This emotional synchronization creates resonance, a subtle energetic connection that makes the other person feel deeply understood. Avoid the temptation to overshare. True connection doesn't require confession. It thrives on pacing. Give little pieces of yourself, like pearls scattered along a path. Let curiosity lead the way. Oversharing, especially too soon, erases mystery. You want to remain slightly unpredictable, emotionally transparent, yet personally reserved. Body language reinforces verbal allure. Maintain relaxed posture, fluid movements, and open gestures. Don't fidget or cross your arms. Those are defensive cues. Instead, touch your face lightly, tilt your head, or rest your hand softly under your chin while listening. Each gesture should feel natural, not performed. The body should echo your words, not compete with them. The final secret of conversational allure lies in energy regulation. Conversations are exchanges of vibration. They either uplift or deplete. Protect your energy by staying rooted in self-awareness. If a topic drains your spirit, redirect gracefully. If someone speaks with aggression, lower your tone instead of matching theirs. When you remain composed amid emotional waves, you anchor the atmosphere. People leave your presence feeling balanced. That's power. In essence, conversational allure is not about manipulation. It's about mindfulness. It's the ability to make ordinary dialogue feel sacred. You're not performing. You're connecting. You're not impressing. You're inviting. And when your presence feels like sanctuary, calm, curious, alive, you become unforgettable. Because the most enchanting conversations aren't about the words exchanged, but the energy that lingers long after they end. When to reveal, when to hold back. There is a sacred power in discretion. Knowing when to speak and when to stay silent, when to open your soul and when to protect your mystery, is one of the most refined feminine arts. It's not manipulation, it's mastery. The woman who reveals everything loses her allure. The one who hides everything becomes unreachable. The balance between openness and restraint is what makes you magnetic. People lean toward what they can sense but cannot fully grasp. Revelation is intimacy. It builds connection, trust, and emotional safety. But not everyone is worthy of that access. You must discern who has earned the right to your depths, who has proven consistency, empathy, and respect. The world tells women to be transparent, to bear it all, in the name of authenticity. But authenticity is not exposure, it's alignment. It's living truthfully without sacrificing privacy. You can be real and still be reserved. To know when to reveal, listen to energy, not words. Some people ask questions from curiosity, others from entitlement. Restraint, however, doesn't mean emotional coldness. It's elegance in pacing. You can be warm, affectionate, and even vulnerable, but with control. Think of mystery as light through sheer fabric. It softens, it suggests, it invites curiosity without overexposure. When you hold something back, you create space for others to wonder, to imagine, to earn. That space is where desire and admiration are born. Even in romantic connection, revelation is rhythm. The most alluring women don't rush to define, explain, or justify themselves. They allow people to discover them. Discovery builds devotion. When you reveal too quickly, you deny others that journey. They may admire you, but they don't feel the thrill of unveiling who you are. Let them peel layers, one conversation, one silence, one gesture at a time. Your silence, too, communicates. It can say, I am listening. It can say, I will not engage in drama. It can even say, I know my worth. Silence, when intentional, is never empty. It's a statement of composure and self-control. A woman who can hold her peace when provoked, who can choose not to fill every pause, exudes unshakable confidence. In conversation, practice emotional discretion. Not everyone deserves to know your dreams, fears, or history. Share selectively. When you give too much of yourself too soon, people stop earning you. But when your energy communicates that you are layered, that there is always more to learn, more to feel, people remain intrigued. They invest attention because you make discovery feel like privilege. Revelation also depends on timing. Speak your truth when it aligns with purpose, not impulse. The right moment amplifies your message. The wrong moment dilutes it. Elegance lies in patience, waiting until your words can land softly instead of being thrown in haste. The woman who can hold her truth until it's ready to be heard possesses rare discipline. In love, restraint heightens intimacy. It teaches anticipation, a lost art in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Emotional and even physical restraint deepen connection by allowing desire to breathe. Mystery fuels fascination because it leaves space for imagination. When you reveal too much too soon, feelings, plans, vulnerability, you collapse the tension that makes connection vibrant. Give just enough to feed intrigue, but not enough to exhaust it. The same principle applies in friendship and professional life. Share your goals after they've taken root, not while they're fragile. Not everyone will nurture your vision. Some will drain it. Protect your plans in their infancy. Let success reveal itself. Quiet power is the most stable kind. It doesn't need validation to exist. The dance of reveal and restraint is spiritual at its core. It's about knowing your worth so deeply that you no longer crave external approval. It's about mastering your rhythm, when to open, when to pause, when to preserve your peace. You stop reacting to others' expectations and start responding from your own intuition. That intuition is your compass. To live this way is to live like a secret poem, not unreadable, but unforgettable. You become a woman people long to understand, but never fully decode. You stay soft yet sovereign, kind yet guarded, expressive yet mysterious. And that balance, that artful knowing of when to reveal and when to hold back, is the essence of timeless allure. Maintaining mystique in a transparent world. In an age where people reveal everything, their meals, emotions, struggles, and triumphs, mystery has become a luxury. The digital era has taught us to narrate our every move, to prove our worth through visibility. Yet, the most magnetic women are the ones who resist this constant exposure. They move quietly, not because they have something to hide, but because they understand that privacy amplifies power. Mystique is not secrecy, it's sacred restraint. It's knowing that what is unseen holds more influence than what is constantly displayed. To maintain mystique in a transparent world, begin by redefining visibility. You do not owe the world your entire self. You can be open without being exposed, expressive without being excessive. The modern woman is told to share her truth, But truth does not require an audience. It requires integrity. Speak honestly, yes, but not impulsively. Share intentionally, not habitually. Choose to reveal moments, not monologues. Your story becomes art when you learn the rhythm between showing and holding. Mystique begins with energy. When you enter a room, your presence should announce that you are aware, grounded, and selective. Speak less, observe more. Let your silence be thoughtful, not distant. Listen with your eyes, respond with precision. The woman who listens deeply commands more respect than the one who rushes to be heard. Her restraint intrigues because it implies depth, and people are drawn to depth. Online, mystique becomes even more powerful. You don't need to post every emotion or document every moment to prove you're living. The most captivating women curate what they share, not for perfection, but for protection. Their social presence is polished yet personal, warm but contained. They leave traces, not trails. The digital mystique lies in subtlety, sharing a thought instead of a rant, an image that hints instead of exposes. Let your online energy mirror your real-life energy, intentional, refined, and rare. Mystique is sustained through unpredictability. Never let anyone fully anticipate your rhythm. Be kind, but not constantly available. Be social, but not dependent on attention. The woman who lives by her own timing becomes intriguing because she cannot be summoned by external validation. Her life unfolds according to her own intuition, not the world's demand for updates. People who can't predict you must respect you. This kind of quiet control also extends to your emotional transparency. You can be authentic without performing every emotion publicly. Vulnerability is sacred. It's meant to be shared with those who can hold it, not consumed by those who are merely curious. A mystique-filled woman doesn't suppress her feelings. She refines their audience. She knows that the power of emotion lies not in broadcasting it, but in embodying it gracefully. The language of mystique is contrast. Calm eyes that hold stories, a smile that conceals thought, a presence that feels both familiar and distant. You don't need to withhold information to create mystery. You only need to withhold reaction. People reveal their power through reactivity, and when you no longer react to every impulse, you become unreadable in the most beautiful way. Even in love, mystique sustains attraction. Don't always explain what you're feeling or thinking. Allow curiosity to live. Let someone earn your truth slowly, respectfully. When everything is instantly revealed, interest fades. Mystery fuels affection not because of manipulation, but because of anticipation. Desire thrives on imagination, and imagination requires space. Yet mystique is not aloofness. It is warmth wrapped in discernment. The woman with mystique is approachable, but not accessible to all. She's present, but she doesn't overshare. She's confident enough to let silence do the talking, and graceful enough to let curiosity build instead of fear. In a world where everything screams for attention, mystique whispers, and the whisper is what draws people closer. Your mystique isn't about being elusive, it's about being whole. It's the strength to know yourself so deeply that you no longer need to prove or perform. You simply are calm, confident, and composed, and that quiet power becomes the rarest form of beauty. Because while others are busy revealing, you are remembering. The most luminous light is the one softly veiled, glowing from within. The balance of warmth and mystery. The most magnetic women are those who master the balance between warmth and mystery, the ability to be inviting without becoming predictable, kind without being consumed, known without being fully understood. This balance is not an act or a strategy. It's an energy discipline. It's how you create emotional texture, the soft and the strong, the open and the reserved, that makes your presence both comforting and unforgettable. Warmth is the essence of feminine energy. It's what makes people feel safe around you, what opens hearts and disarms defenses. A warm woman doesn't have to force affection. Her very presence soothes. She speaks with empathy, listens without judgment, and moves with patience. Her warmth says you can rest here, but warmth alone, without boundaries, becomes vulnerability. When given endlessly, it loses power. True warmth glows, not burns. It illuminates without depleting. Mystery, on the other hand, is the structure that holds warmth in place. It is the quiet tension that keeps others engaged, wondering, intrigued. Mystery is not distance, it's depth. It's the awareness that not all parts of you are meant for display. The mysterious woman is open-hearted, but never fully open book. She knows that revelation should be earned. She invites curiosity, but doesn't chase attention. Her power lies in her restraint, the way she withholds just enough to make others lean closer. To embody both warmth and mystery, begin with emotional awareness. Notice your energy in social interactions. Do you overgive to feel valued, or do you retreat to feel safe? The elegant balance sits between those extremes. You can be emotionally generous without being emotionally available to everyone. You can care deeply and still protect your core. Warmth invites connection. Mystery ensures respect. In conversation, lead with warmth, but leave traces of mystery. Look people in the eyes when they speak. Smile softly. Ask questions that show genuine curiosity, not to control the dialogue, but to engage it. When it's your turn to speak, choose depth over detail. Speak with feeling, not full disclosure. Instead of oversharing, hint. Instead of explaining, express. I love quiet mornings holds more grace than a 5-minute monologue about your entire routine. Less reveals more. Your tone of voice also reflects this balance. Warmth lives in softness, slower cadence, lower pitch, steady rhythm. Mystery lives in modulation, pauses, inflection, unhurried silence. When you blend the two, your speech becomes hypnotic. Every word feels intentional, every pause charged with presence. People hang on to your sentences because your energy carries weight and calm at once. In body language, warmth appears in openness, uncrossed arms, gentle gestures, relaxed posture. Mystery appears in composure, stillness, controlled movement, unbroken gaze. You don't fidget, you don't rush. You move as if time belongs to you. When warmth and mystery coexist in your body, you communicate both accessibility and authority, the perfect equilibrium of feminine command. This balance extends beyond social settings into love. In romantic connection, warmth creates emotional intimacy. Mystery sustains attraction. A woman who gives everything, every thought, every feeling, every availability, dissolves the polarity that makes her magnetic. But a woman who withdraws completely starves the connection. The magic is in rhythm, showing emotion without surrendering mystery, loving deeply without losing self-containment. Energetically, this balance feels like the sun behind clouds, bright, yet not blinding. The warmth nourishes, while the mist invites wonder. You don't force your light, you let it filter through grace. People drawn to you will feel comforted by your gentleness, yet intrigued by your depth. They will sense that there's always something more to know, and that sense of more keeps them captivated. Practically, practice this balance in how you share yourself with the world. Online, post selectively. Let your content reflect essence, not excess. A quote, a mood, a captured moment, not your every thought or struggle. Offline, master emotional pacing. When you meet someone new, reveal layers gradually, the way perfume unfolds, first light, then lingering, then lasting. Warmth without mystery becomes self-sacrifice. Mystery without warmth becomes isolation. Together, they create magnetism, a woman who feels safe and yet slightly elusive, who offers light but not all her flame. That balance makes her unforgettable. To live as both warm and mysterious is to embody emotional wisdom, to be loving without losing power, open without losing protection, kind without losing sovereignty. You are both the fire and the veil, the comfort and the curiosity. And when you master that balance, you stop needing to chase connection. Connection begins to chase you. Thank you for listening to this chapter of Becoming Her. If you haven't subscribed to the Book Club podcast yet, go ahead and do that so you can stay updated on every new release. You can also find this book on Amazon in paperback and Kindle formats if you'd like a physical or digital copy. And if you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who might benefit from it as well. See you in the next chapter.